Hey everybody, it's the Chris and Des Show. I'm Chris.
And I'm Des.
And today we're going to talk to you about Greta Gerwig's 2019 version of Little Women.
Yes.
Des, what did you think?
Well, here's what I think. Little Women is the classic novel. It's the classic story, right? I personally am not a person that has a lot of sentimentality or affinity for this story. It's a fine story. It's a classic. I'll give you that for sure. But I didn't go into it with any kind of expectations except to see the story that I knew. I'm familiar with the story. And the way what Greta Gerwig does in this iteration of this story is she takes things out of the regular flow that there usually is in this story, and she bops it around. Mm-hmm. So there are some of my friends who are very attached to the story, are very up in arms about that part, and it really didn't bother me that much. I thought it was fine. It was a fine story. It was a fine telling of this. I love Saoirse Ronan. Yes. I love Meryl Streep. I love Laura Dern. Oh, man. And I even like...
Tracy Letts.
Oh, I love Tracy Letts. I was going to say I even like Timothée Chalamet in this role. I thought it was a fine telling of the story. If I'm going to send a young person to go learn about the story, I probably wouldn't send them to this movie. I would send them to another version first.
Oh, interesting.
Or I probably would tell them to read the book first, as everyone should do. When there is a book available, you should always read the book first. That's just my opinion. What did you think?
I really liked it a lot. I thought it was really good. I actually really enjoyed it. And I liked the new take on it. I don't want to see the same. The thing is, there's the fourth Little Women movie. So I don't want to see the other three all go in the same order, and they're very quaint,
predictable,
and Little Women-y. And what we've always seen, but this is not supposed to be like, this is like saying, well, let's look at Little Women as maybe it's not this like old-fashioned-y story. Maybe it's actually a story of liberated women who are celebrating the fact that they're independent and that they can write and be novelists and they can be painters and they can be other things besides just a wife, which is what they were told that time they should be. And so I like that take on it, actually. I like it a lot. And I would do the opposite. I would send a young person to see this version and tell them don't see the old ones. Because they would not like the old ones. They'll be boring to this generation. This generation will like this version.
But I can't help it. I have
to like
to the classic.
They won't like... If you hadn't watched a classic, they would say, oh, I don't like the story of Little Women. If you hadn't watched this version, they might actually like it and then go read the book and be like, oh, it was kind of different. I can compare it. But I have all these characters to draw on. I feel like this is a very modern version of it and connects to the younger generation.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
And so I can see that. And all the kids in my classes, I'm a teacher, who went and saw it, all the girls, they loved it.
Oh, that's good.
And they love Saoirse Ronan, like all human beings should. And a lot of them are Timothée Chalamet fans too. I liked, Florence Pugh's nominated for an Oscar for it as well as Saoirse Ronan. Yeah. And Florence is very good. She's good at that part of being Amy, the kind of stuck-up one a little more. And Saoirse is so good as Jo, of course. And of course, Meryl and Laura Dern are two of the best actresses we have right now, so they're amazing, of course, as always. As is Chris Cooper, right, who plays the neighbor, the dad of the neighbor. Oh, yeah. Timothée Chalamet's dad.
Who else I really like is Jane Houdyshell.
Jane Houdyshell, yes. She's great too. Actually, everyone is good in it. There's not a bad person in it. Oh, and the girl who plays Beth too, Eliza Scanlon. She's also very good too. I like the character of Beth in general. And so I really enjoyed it, actually. I like the modern telling. So I also, though, have not read the book. So I don't have a sentimentality.
Never read the book?
No, I haven't.
Christopher!
So I don't have a sentimentality of that book. I
feel like you should read the book.
I think what's funny is I had never wanted to read, not wanted to per se, but I thought I don't need this quaint story. I literally thought it was like the movies of old time, and that most people think of Little Women. I don't want to read this quaint tale of these girls who go through life. It seemed in a way, even though I like movies like and shows like that. It seems like boring in a sense the way it has been painted of like here's their quaint little life and they're going to be wives and mothers.
I don't think it's a boring story.
No, I don't think it's a boring story either.
Yeah.
But I think in some of the older versions of the movie, it's painted that way.
Yeah.
And so it didn't ever inspire me to be like, I can't wait to go read this book. It was like, there's a lot of things I got to read.
I recommend Little
And so
Women.
this movie made me want to go read it.
Yeah.
The other ones didn't.
Right.
And I think maybe that, for me, I connected. As a man, maybe I connected to it differently as well, too. This was a different type of story. I don't know. I love Greta Gerwig, too. I think she's a great writer. She's a really, really good writer. And she's a good director, too.
Did she do Booksmart?
No.
Who did that?
Olivia Wilde.
Okay.
But she's just good. Very, very talented. Yeah. And so I like her a lot, too. So I really enjoyed it. So that is my 2 cents about it.
Exactly.
Let us know what you think. Okay. Bye.
Bye.